Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all. Welcome to the briefing session for the Innovation Challenge that UNDP launched on the 1st of August 2024. Okay, so this is a recorded webinar. So should you require to view this again, this is going to be in our Facebook as well as in our YouTube channel. Okay, so let me start by sharing the innovation challenge itself. So the session is going to be conducted in two parts. So first, we are going to start with a briefing regarding the innovation challenge, and the last 20 minutes, we are going to be focusing on the Q&A. So should you have any question, do click at the Q&A box and please type your question over there. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay, as you can see on my screen, this is the website for the Innovation Challenge. So it is called innovationchallenge.com. So if let's say you wanted to refer where is the link, you can actually open to our news release. You can scroll down and you can see the deadline as well as other information, which is quite brief in our news release. And you can click on the visit islandinnovationchallenge.com. So this is a link that will redirect you to the page. So once you open, you are going to see the page where it actually entails you with information regarding the innovation challenge itself. So this innovation challenge basically initiated because we wanted to enhance the sustainable practices at the local level and also in partnership with the government, private sector, communities, NGOs, are all included to move towards sustainable tourism in Malaysia. So you can click on the button, for instance, like this, and you can see, what are the proposals that we are seeking for. Okay, so if you, the reason why we wanted to actually get this going is because that we wanted to seek your ideas. We wanted to have more consultative and also inclusive approach in making sure that your ideas is heard, and should the information or the ideas that you have are innovative and can be implemented given our processes where we are going to do a shortlisting, and then after that, if let's say you're shortlisted, then we are going to call you for a presentation. So this is your timeline at the bottom. So you can see the Innovation Challenge is launched on the 1st. Today is the briefing session, and the deadline is going to be on the 2nd of September 2024. So in 20 days' time, on 22nd, we're expected to conclude the shortlisting. We'll be contacting you via email. So please make sure the email address that you put in the submission is the correct one. And then we are going to invite you to prepare for a final presentation for the shortlisted applicants. So in this process, we are going to embark you into the processes within UNDP, and then we are going to set the time between 26th to first week of October for the presentation, and hopefully by 10th of October, during the World Tourism Day that we are planning to conduct on the 10th of October, we will be announcing the winners during that time. So if let's say you're awarded and you are, basically you're a winner of the Innovation Challenge, there will be an agreement that you are going to sign between UNDP and also your respective organization. So we are expecting you to be able to complete the activity within 4 to 6 months, and then but of course we do have some additional months for us to review in terms of your final activities, your reports, as well as to ensure all the payments has been completed. Okay, so this is basically the whole entire framework of this. If let's say you move to the next step, which is the overview, so you can see that the reason why we actually have this is because we have conducted baseline study before this, and we note that one of the key issues in the sustainable tourism is actually waste management. This is impacting the environment, health, community well-being, as well as degrading the valuable tourism asset that we have in the country, which of course it actually goes back to the economy as well as the environment protection. So you can see these are the area that we are looking at, but rest assured, this challenge are open to more. So if let's say your ideas is addressing any other areas than plastic waste, food waste, water pollution, and also carbon emission, feel free to provide your ideas that will address the local and the island's waste management issues. So this is something I think if let's say you were in the area, if let's say your community and you're concerned on the sustainable tourism, this is I think something that is close to your heart, where the waste management or mismanagement of waste and pollution is impacting our natural resources, the community well-being, as well as the tourists and local. Okay, so if we move on to the context, UNDP is actually partnering with Ministry of Finance on waste management and also sustainable tourism project. You can refer to our article, which is linked here as well. And based on our study, that more than 70% of plastic and food waste not managed well in the islands in Malaysia. So we, based on our survey, we note that more than tenfold increase of waste collected during holidays, and this is not inclusive of the waste by the community and also household in the island. So with that, we had consultation previously with many stakeholders. We met communities, we met with the tourism industry leaders, private sectors, the government, and we note that collective local action on island waste management is fundamental building block for progressive tourism development in Malaysia. So hence, this is the reason why we are embarking into this, because we wanted to encourage local action where it should promote the partnership mainly, because I think based on that, we note that from our experience, partnership is very important, and which is one of the basis. If you can see in the characteristic, we actually have two mandatory eligible criteria that we are looking at. So the first one is registered entity. You need to be registered with any government entity. So it is not restricted only for, if let's say your business SSM, if let's say your community, you can be registered as JPKK in the district office, pejabat daerah. If let's say you are an NGO, then it is ROS. So we are open to all that. And this challenge is actually open to government, private sector, public sector, communities, NGOs, academia, and others. And second eligible criteria would be that a partnership with at least one local actor. So one local stakeholder in this case is basically, it can be any of those that I mentioned earlier, either government, private sector, or the local communities, NGOs that is local at that particular island for you to conduct your solution. And this must be something that when you submit to UNDP, this must be something that you would be able to provide in concrete. So that is basically the two eligible criteria that we are imposing over here. And in terms of the rules, each entity may only submit one applicant. However, because you are encouraged for a partnership segment or partnership initiative. If let's say in one submission, submission A, for instance, you actually have the um, three partners in there. So one partner can lead each one. And you can actually, if let's say you are in one of the submission, you can actually lead another as well. So we are not restricting in that. However, you need to be leading only on one application. Second would be the deadline for the application must be strictly respected because we have a very tight timeline for evaluation. Therefore, we are aiming to close this innovation challenge on the 2nd of September. While the documents that we actually provide are in English, you are free to submit in Bahasa Malaysia language as well. And we basically will examine the proposal to confirm all the terms and conditions and the UNDP general terms and conditions first, and before we actually proceed with the next step. So that is basically the criteria. And if let's say you go into the proposal, so this is where when you are developing your proposal, this is possibly the most important area that you need to look at because the attributes is part of your scoring assessment. So main attribute that we are looking for is innovation. So over here, we are looking into the waste management process, which include a considerable portion of innovative technology or idea or methods. Okay, so you can see over there, it should do one or more of the followings. So if let's say we look into innovation, innovation means that anything that is not part of the local activities or local innovation that has already been taken up. And it's supposed to be changing how people think, talk, and act. So we perceive successful innovation to be relatively advantageous to the community. It needs to be it need to have a simplicity. Given the complex nature of the process, you need to also ensure that it is compatible with the existing system. You can have a trialability, which is what we are doing now. And to do that, you need to actually have some level of observability. That means that you need to observe if, let's say, this is something that we would be able to execute on the ground before you propose that innovative ideas to UNDP. So other features we seek is that mainly, as mentioned earlier, is partnership. An innovative solution must foster partnership between two or more local actors or stakeholders, but it is not limited to partnership, co-funding, or joint programs. So the reason why is because this is to safeguard or minimize the impact of tourism on the environment, enhance the community well-being, and also to ensure the local socio-economic conditions are met. Second would be the local stakeholders. As I mentioned, it can be local government, local community village association. It can be JPKK, cooperative, koperasi, local non-government organization, civil society organization, and so on. So if let's say you are looking into the definition of local non-government organization, over here we meant that you are operating locally. So if let's say you are an international NGO that is established in many countries, however, you do have your footprint in Malaysia, you are eligible to apply. And you can be part of the partnership. Okay. Next is sustainability, where we wanted to say that this project should demonstrate self-sustainability by the end of the support period. This is also to ensure that we have sufficient scale and also to increase efficiency and impact. The project needs to demonstrate impact on one or more of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDG. It has a scalability potential. That means that should we actually have other potential projects, and also this is of interest of the government and Ministry of Finance. This project must have a potential for a scale up. Okay, and next is gender inclusivity. UNDP, we practice that every project and innovation should observe the gender equality. And last but not least, for this, we are looking for your capacity to implement should you have the or you are selected as the winner. Okay, so you can go through all this later on, but to apply, basically, we would require you to register yourself with a valid email address. Ensure that this email address is valid and also correct, because this is going to be the main communication that we are going to have with you. Your phone number, affiliation organization, if let's say that it's any or applicable, and also job title. So you can provide your team's members information if let's say it's applicable, their roles and responsibility, as well as the background. Last but not least, you can also provide any achievement or previous award and achievement really in relation to this, references or collaborators, and you can also provide comments or you can ask questions. Okay, so you can actually upload your documents over here. You can click and you can upload. So to upload, ensure that you actually download our Annex 1, which is the proposal submission form, and also Annex 2, technical and financial proposal form. So these two forms that is following UNDP submission format. So please ensure that you use this. However, should you have any other references that you wish to provide to us, you can also upload at least two other references for us to have and consider in the application. And last but not least, of course, you have to provide us with consent for data processing. But rest assured that this is strictly by the data protection regulation by Malaysia. Okay, so before I end, we actually do have the Q&A, FAQ, the most frequent asked questions. You can actually go through this in terms of like how many entities can join as a team, what's the process after you submitted, you know, how the award is going to be paid. The award is going to be paid by milestone. And you know, if let's say we find your application interesting but incomplete, can you resubmit? The answer is no. However, we reserve the rights to request for additional information. And can you add your application after submission? Currently, it's a no. And which Malaysian islands can be targeted? Any islands that receive tourism and visitors, either day trip or overnight, is eligible. If let's say you ask, if let's say coastal, which is on the mainland, is included in this, at the moment, the answer is no, because we are focusing strictly on the islands section. Do you know, can you support additional application with materials like video and things like that? Yes, you actually have two additional on top of the proposal. And if let's say you can propose the pre-existing waste management project, our answer is no. You cannot submit pre-existing waste management project that has been implemented in Malaysia. So it must be something of innovation to Malaysia. So who are going to be the judging panel? It is going to be comprised of UNDP, Sustainable Tourism Technical Advisory Committee, UNDP, and selected individuals from government, private sector, practitioners, academia, NGO, and also the UN. So the minimum amount and also maximum amount offered. So currently we do not have any minimum. However, the maximum is 40,000 US dollar, with subject to the UN exchange rate at the time when the award is given. So what type of waste management solutions? You can refer over here. It is not limited to the list over here. And then are the applicant expected to make a minimum financial contribution? The answer is yes, through in-kind parallel funding of minimum 20%. So do provide this information in your budget proposal as well. Okay, so you actually have a lot more. I will not go through all this. However, rest assured that we will be providing you with support in regards to the project implementation and also guidance. Okay, so with that, before I end, I would like to acknowledge the our partner and also main funder for this, which is Ministry of Finance, that is in partnership with us in implementing this innovation challenge on waste management. Okay, so I end my presentation here. So we are going to move to the Q&A session in 1 or 2 minutes. So if let's say you do have any question, do provide the questions in the Q&A chat box. So the first question is that you have issues in regards to the first 5 minutes of briefing. Will you be receiving a copy of the Zoom recording? Yes, this recording is going to be available in our website, the Innovation Challenge website, as well as UNDP Facebook, as well as YouTube. Second, do you need to provide a CV of team members during the applications? We would advise you to provide so that we would be able to assess your capacity and also your technical expertise in implementing this. Next question is that do you have a maximum amount of funds? Currently, each applicant can receive a maximum of 40,000 US dollar. That means if let's say you are taking into account the current UN exchange rate, which is 4.62, then you have to times 40,000 times 4.62. So that's the amount of maximum for the fund for each applicant. Okay, so next question is that we mentioned earlier that the existing waste management project cannot be implemented, but the current project currently you are doing is a new innovation and you are in the stage of starting. And can you submit that? At the moment, we need to assess what is the stage of your starting stage. So for instance, if it is still at the consultation and you have not executed any, we may consider that. Okay, next is what is the range of financial that the project aims for? Currently, we did not put any number because it would be very different from case to case basis. So it is going to be unfair if let's say the benefit or the financial value that we are going to look for the community, is going to be probably different than the financial by the private sector. And if let's say you are looking into the benefit of the environment, for instance, so that quantifiable might be different for each places as well. Hence, there's no range of financial or monetary value that we put for the project result at this point, but this is subject to further discussion because we would require you to provide a project indicator where you would be able to propose to us. What would be the next expected date for the project? The answer is we are expecting you to sign the agreement with us in October. Hence, immediately after that, we are expected to start. So by the end of October or latest early of November. Okay, so next question is maximum number of group members. Currently, we do not have any limit, but please be mindful of the bigger number of group members, the more consultation and decision-making process that you're going to have to go through. So ensure that this is within your manageable limit of your partnership and also your ability to work in a team, basically. So is there a time limit on when the project must be completed? If let's say you look into the home page at the bottom, you actually have the whole entire timeline where we mention that the timeline is It is expected for you to complete by 3rd of March. However, we do have some months, extra months, to ensure that all the final review payment are completed. And that is on 2nd of September. However, the project itself or the activities itself must be completed before 3rd of May 2025. Okay, next question. What can be covered by the funding and what cannot be claimed under the reimbursement? So basically, if let's say you look um, into the Annex 2, which is the proposal and also financial proposal, you will be able to see the list that we provide. However, rest assured that this is something that we would be able to discuss with you at a later stage, should you be shortlisted in this process. Okay, so next question, is there any technology readiness level required? So the technology readiness required, at least it would be able to surpass the pilot that you are going to execute should you win this innovation challenge. So that would mean that um, this project will allow you some experimentation and also provide you with the opportunity to test the technology. However, we would advise that it needs to be at least at the pilot stage for the technology readiness for this innovation challenge. Next question is, can we give proposal for island in general, not referring to any specific island in Malaysia? The answer is no, because if let's say you look at the application criteria, sorry, not here, let me see, criteria, yes, criteria section, you need to partner with at least one local actor and you need to demonstrate that you do have a partner on the ground and also specific islands that you think would be suitable for your pilot. This is also to ensure that once, if let's say you are ready and also you are a winner, but the moment this is still and then still and deal, basically, you can straight away execute that with no issue in regards to partnership, because we know that partnership usually require you for engagement, and we need to ensure that your idea at least has been communicated and also at least have been consulted with the community to see the feasibility of the idea to be taken and to be piloted. So there's another question, a list of questions. So number one, actors over here for the applicants means that the stakeholder for you. So if let's say you are a community, your stakeholder can be a community members, your actors can be the government authority or government sector, it can be your businesses in the area, it can be NGO in your area as well. So what does it define as the starting stage? Even at ideation. So to us, if let's say you do want to propose this, ideation is acceptable, and however, you need to demonstrate a level of maturity to the idea, and we need to assess if let's say those ideation are feasible for a pilot. And of course, in this case, by you having to partner with the local stakeholder, local actor, you are already looking into whether the idea that you have is feasible for implementation and accepted by the local or not. Okay, next would be, do you require any traction? I would need to get clarification on this. What do you really mean by traction? I will move to the next question. Should the project be positioned as a business towards money making and profit making? Currently, we are still open to that. However, we are quite cautious, and it would also depend on the judges on the day during the presentation of the final presentation. Can the cost to cover external expertise be funded in this grant? Yes, the cost to cover external expertise can be funded in this grant. What is the maximum number of applicants eligible to be shortlisted or chosen? Currently, we are looking into 20 to 25 shortlisted applicants. And at this stage, we are looking into 5 or more winners. It would also depend on the ideation and also the interest. Should, for instance, out of the 25 applicants, however, we only are able to see 4 winners, hence we are going to be awarding only 4 winners. So it is going to be very strict in regards um, to the judging. Therefore, please make sure that you look into the um, attribute to ensure your proposal is accepted. So you do have these attributes as a guiding for the scoring assessment. Please ensure that your project do have contributions towards the main attributes as well as other features that we seek. Okay. Next would be that can the outcome of this project be published later in any academic journal? So far, we do not have any restriction to this. However, please note that you should review our sample of agreement and see the terms and reference over there. And please note that there are clauses in regards to the intellectual property that you might have to be mindful of. Okay. Next is the price is net for the winner. So the price is maximum 40,000 US dollar. It can be less than that depending on the assessment. So it is not net in this case, but it has a maximum amount. So regarding the FAQ on pre-existing project, if let's say you wanted to propose an innovative project for a new island location, even if there are similar projects elsewhere in Malaysia, the answer is no, because we wanted this to be innovative to Malaysia. Hence, any projects that's similar to Malaysia would be less restricting in a way. Okay, and it might be less prioritized in this case. Next question, do we disclose information on products made from waste, if any? It would depend on what you deem as information. Definitely, for instance, if let's say you have waste from plastic and the product that you are producing is bricks, for instance. I am just quoting an example that we have out there, out of Malaysia. So information would people need to know, or you need to at least let us know it is brick. However, at this point, we do not require you to provide details in regards to how the product is being made, to be specific. Okay, next question. Can we propose a solution for limited types of waste? Example, only for electronic or organic waste? Or do you have to propose solutions that cover all types of general waste? The answer is yes, you can propose a solution for a limited type of waste. You do not have to cover all the types of general waste. You can choose to be specific only in one. If we are from, okay, next question. If we are from government institution, is it still need for local actor collaboration? The answer is yes. Although you're a government institution, you are still required to work with other stakeholders. For instance, your beneficiary, perhaps the NGO, perhaps academia, or others, to ensure that the partnership component is met, because there are reasons, as mentioned earlier, why we wanted to spur partnership in this innovation challenge. Next, what do we mean by local stakeholder, local government, local NGO? The answer is local stakeholders are those that live and exist in the location that you wanted to implement innovation challenge. So for instance, if let's say you wanted to do this in an island in Terengganu, I am just putting one example, maybe Pulau Redang. So it needs to be the local government of that particular area, Pulau Redang, that means it's MBKT or the local NGO over there, or the community that is in the island. So that is what we meant by local stakeholder. So local NGO doesn't mean that the entity needs uh, to be fully Malaysian. It can be an international NGO, but you need to be operating locally in Malaysia, and you need to have registered in with our government or any government, for instance. You can look at the criteria of the over here, where we need you to be at least a registered entity with any government registration in Malaysia, basically. Next question would be that who is the IP holder of any new idea? Can you please clarify what do you mean by IP? Or you mean if let's say you are talking about um, intellectual property, currently it is going to be UNDP according to the um, agreement, sample agreement that you should have a copy that you'll be able to access from the website. Does the applicant needs to have prior the track record in the work? The answer is no. For instance, if let's say you're a community and you have never had this opportunity, because we note that grants are usually limited for only certain type of applicant, rest assured that this innovation challenge is open to anyone that would want to share your innovative idea with UNDP. Okay, next question is in regards to registered entity, the lead applicant must be a registered entity with any government registration, meaning Malaysian citizens only. The answer is no, it is not limited to that. So the next question and the last question at this point is that can you be the applicant leader if let's say you're not the local stakeholder as the innovation is your propriety? So the answer is yes, you can be the applicant leader if let's say you're not the local stakeholder. So for instance, you are an NGO based in Kuala Lumpur or in Selangor, and the area that you wanted to pilot in is in island in Sabah. You can do so, you can be the applicant's leader, even if let's say you are not a local stakeholder, provided you met the two eligible criteria that we set over here, which is the first one, you need to be a registered entity, and the second one, you need to partner with at least one local actor. Or over here, most of us, we note that as local stakeholder. Okay, so, okay, we actually have another question. According to the timeline, the winner will be announced in October 2024. Will the recipient of the project starts from October 2024 until February 2025? However, during this period, the island, especially on the east coast, are closed due to the monsoon seasons. Okay, the answer is yes. Currently, the timeline that we set are basically from October 2024 to February 2025. However, we do have some consideration should there be any winner from the East Coast and you can't implement the activity due to the monsoon season. So this is something that we can consider in regards to the timeline. However, as we said, that the most important characteristic over here that we wanted to look at is your idea, basically. So yeah, you can refer to the attribute and you can see that the main what we really look for is the innovation for the waste management. Okay, so I have already answered all the questions in the Q&A chat box. We do actually have a few colleagues who raised their hand to talk. I will allow you to talk, however, please do not introduce yourself and the organization for the purpose of confidentiality. Okay, over to you. Okay, since we do not have the person um, ready to talk, so so far that's about it. Uh, yeah, so I think we have come to the end of the session. Thank you for your participation, your interest for this innovation challenge. We really welcome you. And if let's say you do have any questions, feel free to ask us. You do have our contacts. You'll be able to email to our team member, Faisal. You can see um, the email address in the website. Okay, my colleague is going to put the email address in the chat box, so feel free to message email to my colleague, and he will be able to answer that. So, on behalf of UNEP Malaysia and Ministry of Finance, I would like to thank everyone for your participation, your interest, and we hope to be receiving your proposal and also your innovative idea very soon. Thank you very much and have a nice day.